Now, Les and I, as you know, go back a long way, and I must admit I've enjoyed every moment of it. Behind closed doors, we've had some amazing headbutts, and I think that's the joy of working with an individual, that you can actually have those moments where you can actually quite seriously disagree on things at times and work through those differences and come out holding hands. And I've really enjoyed that opportunity to hold hands with Les many times. I suppose I'm not going to go on because there's been a lot of people said a lot of good things about Les et al, but I hope you could join with me in raising your glasses for Les, please, and toast to Les. Thank you, sir. And I'd like Les to come up and join us. Les. Wow. Thank you. How does Donald Trump do it, you know? What an awful name to mention. Forgive me for that faux pas. I hope it's my only faux pas for the night. Look, it's been a long night, and I don't wish to keep you long, but it's also been an amazingly generous, kind and humbling night, and I feel enormous gratitude for that. A little embarrassment, I must say, but enormous gratitude. There's so much to be grateful for and so many people to thank. I'm sure I won't do it well and completely, but I'll have a go. And the first thing I'll do, and that's the safest thing to do, is to thank every one of you for being here tonight and being part of this amazing celebration, which has been overwhelming and many components of it totally unexpected. And thanks for being here. That's the first thought. There's been lots of mention of dignitaries, but I'll quickly run over them again to express my own gratitude, and I won't necessarily go through all the details. Of course, Professor Daymari Bashir, Minister Skinner, Attorney General Gabrielle Upton, Members of Parliament Bruce Notley-Smith and Michael Daly, who are my local members on each side of my street. They used to be together on Randwick Council. It's another story. And we do have a Randwick councillor here too, Patrick Garcia. The Honourable Justices, Peter Garling and John Hatzistakos, both here. Board Chairs, Christine Bennett, of course, and Ron Phillips, you've heard that. Mary Foley, Secretary, Elizabeth Cobb, Deputy Secretary, Michael Bryden, Acting Chief Executive of the Children's Hospital Network, and we also have, as you may have heard bits of it, is Executive Directors from 3 other children's hospitals. We have from Perth, Princess Margaret Hospital, Gervase Chaney. From Lady Salento in Brisbane, we have Andrew Hallahan. And from Newcastle, John Hunter Children's Hospital, we have Trish Davidson. So that's great. And I should mention that, talking about children's hospitals, Children's Healthcare Australasia has, there you go, has been in existence since about 88, and has had only 4 chief executives, and all 4 are here tonight. Now that's a bit like the Wiggles getting together. Yeah. And you've heard about a couple of my patients, but there's about a dozen or so patients here tonight, and there's a big table of them over there, and I'm so grateful that you're here. The Sydney Children's Hospital Foundation invited a range of great donors, and they're on there's 3 or 4 tables of them in the middle there. That's also great, and there's quite a number of chief executives of non-government organisations and their members of their respective boards, but unfortunately too many to mention. And say again. And we have right in front of me Mr. Andrew Johnson, who's the New South Wales Advocate for Children and Young People, who's also with us tonight. So it's a wonderful array of of distinguished colleagues. I do want to thank Michael Bryden in particular. He's applying for a job of chief executive, but I think his real talents must be in event management. Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with his skills in chief executive role. He's been doing it for over a year in an acting capacity, and everyone thinks he's doing a great job. But little did we know that he's also got these other amazing talents which have shown up brilliantly tonight. I want to thank the panellists that joined Michael. I want to thank the wonderful Wiggles, some of whom have joined us for dinner. Actually, they've all gone now. Some of us did join us for dinner for a brief while. And I think it's the only time the old and new Wiggles have come together. So it was quite an amazing event just to have them here, and a very special tribute. The Doctors Orchestra Trio, who played when we first came in, I want to thank them too. That amazing gift, the video, Michael mentioned, that was produced by Linda Hayes and Steve Turnbull. I know there's a lot of work went into it, and it's just mind-blowing. And so many people contributed. I want to acknowledge all those people who gave up their time and of their generous, kind words to make that video so overwhelming. That's the only way I can describe it. I must say, this whole project of the idea of this night started as a brainchild of Joanna Holt. And she kicked it off and got people going and interested. And then, in true Olympic style, she handed the baton to Michael Bryden to finish the project. And that's the way it was. But it could not have been made possible without two key players, Tracy Opperman and Anita Ray, who did all the legwork. Along with a few helpers like Johnny Tates and David Loy and others. I could not even begin to thank all the colleagues across the whole health system who've made my working life such a privilege and such a pleasure. But I couldn't possibly thank you individually, so please collectively accept my heartfelt gratitude. I am very, very grateful. And now a special word of thanks to my family. We've heard them mentioned a few times, and may I add apologies for my numerous absences. This is a good time to get it off my chest. My wife Jackie, you've heard about. Anne Carl called her Saint Jackie. She's put up with a lot from me. She's kept me grounded, I must say, whenever I showed the slightest inclination of self-importance. Very capably kept me grounded. Lucinda, as you heard, couldn't be here. She has a disability and she couldn't be with us tonight, but she'll be looking at the videos and enjoying it with us at home. Harrison is here. He's rather distinctive. Harry, I'm very proud of you, I must say. I'm very proud of everything you've done. And Harry's rather distinctive because he's got a shaved head, and the reason he's got a shaved head is up till last weekend he had very long hair, and then he donated his hair to the Cancer Wig Library in Perth, which is where he is this year. And then he had his head shaved for leukemia research, donating quite a bit of money from different sources. So I am very proud of you, Harry. Yeah. Now, lastly, it's not my intention to disappear. I'd like to continue to work in the community with various not-for-profits, NGOs, various advocacy roles and fundraising opportunities. I'd like to continue my academic interests and, in particular, health services research, as you've heard mentioned. And there are some new projects I'd like to have a look at too. So I don't want to say goodbye. I'd rather hope that I'll see you all in various encounters at various times. But most importantly, thank you. Thank you so much.